Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Zambezi Belle podcast. Today, we have a special guest, and she is a friend of mine all the way from Brazil. And we met a few years ago when she did something incredible, and I'll let her talk about that. But please welcome my friend Kelly. And Kelly, we're just going to start by having you just tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you grow up, and what was life growing up for you?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Praise. It's for me, it's an honor to be here talking to you. It's like you had such a wonderful idea. Like you have a podcast, now you have an excuse to talk to your friends, right? It's a really good idea. So I'm Kelly Nascimento. I'm from Brazil. Now I'm living in São Paulo, but I'm from Rio de Janeiro. But I grew in a small city called Barra do Piraí, which is 2 hours away from the capital, Rio, that everybody knows from Sugarloaf, Christ the Redeemer. I grew in a small city. And by growing in a small city, you are always like wondering if you are going to reach like big dreams because everything seems so distant from you. And since the beginning, I knew that I should, through knowledge, I could reach higher flights. So I've always liked to study, and this and knowledge brought me here so far.
So, when did you move to Rio?
I
Because you
moved.
moved to Rio and then to Sao Paulo, and Sao Paulo is that like the capital district? Because Rio is like the capital city.
The capital of Brazil is Brasilia.
Oh,
Nobody,
okay.
everybody think it's Rio, but it's
I
Brasilia.
always I thought it was Rio.
Rio was the first capital. Then after in 1940, from 1950, in the 50s, a president decided to build a new capital, and then Brasilia was built to be the capital.
Okay.
It's more political capital.
Okay.
But Brazil is like you have the political capital, that is Brasilia. You have the cultural capital, that is Rio, and the economic capital, that is São Paulo. It's kind of like that.
Okay, so Rio, I always thought Rio was like a party city. I
It's
loved Rio
true.
when I visited, but I was only there for like literally 6 hours because I was going to Iguazu Falls.
That's beautiful.
So,
So
yes, but it was still just such an amazing city that I wouldn't mind going back to. Tell us a little bit more about living in Rio.
living in Rio. So I moved to Rio to go to university because the best university and the public ones are in the capitals. So I knew that if I didn't reach a public university, I wouldn't go to university. So in my family, we always studied hard because we knew that we needed to go for public university. So I did. I applied for journalism because when I was a kid, I thought I was going to be a doctor. I always thought I would do medicine, but in the last moment, it's like I love writing and creating stories. So I said no, I need to do journalism because I need to tell stories and I was thinking like some stories must be told. So I would like to work with that. So I did journalism and I applied for the three public universities, and I was approved for all of them. But then I chose the Niterói, it's University Fluminense, because Niterói it's smaller than Rio. Like when I went to Rio to do the test, it was so big, so different from my city. It was kind of scary. And my brother already lived in Niterói, so it was easier for me to like study in Niterói, live in Niterói, and then go party in Rio. There, always has Rio has the best parties. And after I graduated, I moved to Rio to work. And then I was working in Rio for years and years. I started when the first job I had was a reporter, a science reporter at a radio station. I was always talking to researchers and telling, like looking for solutions from science. And that's somehow what I do today in São Paulo. So it's like reconnecting with my purpose and going back from to the beginning. It's like curious.
Wow. So journalism, and you started in science because you were interested in science since you wanted to be a doctor. So what do you do now?
I work at CIETEC. I'm head of business and communication. CIETEC is a nonprofit organization that manages innovation environments and innovation programs in Brazil, but we only work with deep tech startups. There are the deep techs, the startups that are based on science and technology. So one of the environments that we manage is the largest deep tech incubators in Latin America. That's the incubator of the University of São Paulo. We also do the management of the agriculture hub of the state of São Paulo. And now we are running a climate accelerator program that we are running for COP30, the UN Conference for Climate. That's what I do.
Wow, that is so impressive. I would love to come to Sao Paulo one day and tour their kidney transplant hospital there because as far as I know, it is the largest volume in the world. Because there was one year where they did 1,000 kidney transplants
Yeah.
in one year. I was like, wow.
You would have so much fun at the incubator because almost 80% of the startups are biotech. So they are always looking.
Really?
Yeah. We are the place, the premier destination for biotech in Brazil. So you
Wow.
love it.
So when did you learn English? Because Brazil is mostly Portuguese and some Spanish, correct?
Mostly Portuguese. And
Mostly
what we
Portuguese.
say portunhol is like when we speak in Portuguese, but we add ito at the end of each word, and we think people think they are talking Spanish, but it's portunhol.
Okay, because that makes sense. Because when I was there, I was like, I thought this would be more Portuguese, but I'm hearing like Spanish words, but I guess it was Brazilian Portuguese.
Yeah.
Portuguese is one of those languages I think is very hard to learn. But how was it for you learning English when your first language was Portuguese, right?
I love learning language. It was one of my hobbies when I was a kid. So I started learning English when I was a kid. So I love it always.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna be a good friend and learn better Portuguese other than just saying thank you.
You were trying. You were trying.
So tell us what a typical day looks like for you.
A typical day for me is like I wake up at 5, half past 5. I go to the gym, work out. And when I'm working out,
Yeah, because you are so fit. I know for sure.
so when I'm working out, it's like my brain is like working also. So it boosts my creativity. So it's like I can solve problems while working out. So I have some ideas. I like starting with the exercise. I come back. Some days I work at home. Some days I go to the University of São Paulo. So it's like that. Then I keep on. When I come back, I turn on the news because I like hearing the news. And if I'm at home, I'm working with the news on. So when I connected, I had the TV connected also to listen to what's happening in the world. It's like journalists are addicted to news, so it's like that.
Yes. What do your workouts consist of? And for the ladies, they're gonna want to know how old you are. I know how old you are, but they're gonna want to know how old you are because you look amazing and you are so fit. So, because we want to know what do you eat and what do your workouts look like.
What I eat, you know what I eat. But first, okay, I can tell that, but then I also must tell how we met. It was how deep you know me.
Yes, how did we meet?
Yeah, so and it's somehow connected. with my work right now. Because after all that trip, that was
Yeah.
very intensive. When I was like, oh, I must work with purpose. So like, I don't want to do communication, just assess some brands that don't create positive impact. So when I came back to Brazil, I started to work with science, with using my knowledge and the tools that I had to foster solutions, health solutions based on science. So that's why I changed my job. And then I had this opportunity. I didn't want to leave Rio, but the
Yeah.
opportunity was in São Paulo. So I said, okay, I'm going. And here I am. It's been 3 years.
Wow. So let's start with you telling us about your diet. What do you eat and your workouts? What do you do when you go to the gym?
I,
And then we're going to talk a little bit about your kidney transplant journey.
I lift weight and I do running. It's basically that what I do every day, 5 times a week. I like running.
Wow.
And also lifting weight.
Do you do races outside of going to the gym?
I don't do races right now because when I was running in the street at Rio, I had a problem in my knee. So because the streets aren't flat always, so it's like it's not that safe. So I'm not running in the street. But I've been exercising since I was a kid, dancing ballet, then for years and years dancing ballet. Then after I used to do basketball. I've been always doing some exercise. So when I'm not doing, my body misses it.
Yeah. And what does your diet consist of?
My diet consists on a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of coffee, a lot of water,
Yeah.
fruits, vegetables. In Brazil, we eat very healthy. It's like I can eat. I have one meal in the week that I can eat like pizza in the weekend, but basically it's like vegetables, salads, and a protein. Basically, it's like that. I prefer chicken and fish, but I eat like meat once a week.
Do you do a lot of carbs or not? And
No.
did that change when you hit your 40s?
I don't eat a lot of carbs because the diet that I need to follow after the transplant, I shouldn't eat it. So it's a pity because in São Paulo, we have amazing pastas. It's like the place to be to eat a lot of carbs, but I don't eat a lot of carbs.
Tell us a little bit about the transplant journey.
The transplant journey was a challenge. It was like in the middle of pandemics, the world was chaotic. And out of nothing, I knew that my brother was sick. So I offered, since the beginning, when he said, oh, I have a kidney problem, then I said, okay. And then I searched it in the web, and I knew there could be possibly solved with a transplant. And then I said, oh, if you need, count on me. Then he said, no, it's not going to be. I don't think I'll need it, but thank you. But then... But then he needed it, and but first, then I said, no, I can go and try, because you have to try to see if you are...
A match.
Yeah, if it's a match.
Yeah.
It took a lot of time for us to know that we were a match. Then when I went, I thought I would stay for 2 months, and I stayed for almost a year. It was like that. But it was a happy end. Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible for you to be able to just step up and tell your brother, I'm going to give you one of my kidneys. I'm going to uproot my life from Brazil and come to the States and donate a kidney to you and live here for a while. That is just amazing. And I think it was also helpful that it was during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So you were already probably working virtually.
Yeah, I was working all the time. Just a week before the surgery, I took a break, but I was working all the time.
How was your recovery?
My recovery was good, but you remember that out of nothing, I went back to the hospital, and that was quite scary. The surgery was okay, but feeling bad and going back to the hospital, it was like quite scary. And at that moment, I said, okay, I need to make it work. I need to, life must have some meaning because it's like when you don't know what's going on, you think, oh, what I'm doing with my life, just wasting time, you know? So it was
Yeah.
a reflection time also.
Oh, that's just so amazing that you found purpose in that. And I mean, what other greater gift could you give than the gift of a second chance at life? Because life on dialysis is so difficult and very challenging, and you have to literally live your life around dialysis. So for you to be able to do that for your brother, that's such an
I
incredible
was
gift.
so happy that I could like help, you know? It's what
Yeah.
it's if every problem everyone has, if someone could help them to solve, life would be so much better. So it's like
Yeah.
when we can solve it, so it's so we can. I was so grateful for that.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about life post-transplant. Do you feel like you have any restrictions at all?
I don't feel I have restrictions. I feel like I know that I can eat a lot of sweet. I'm not a person that eats sweet, but I have the conscious like no, it's like I'm not eating this, so I need to be I need to keep to take care of my health. Uh, But
Yeah.
I've always took care of my health, so it's like it doesn't change for me. The only thing that changed, like every year, I know I have to, I need to do a checkup. This is
Yeah.
what, but it's also good.
It's very good because then
Yeah,
now you maintain your health even better.
yeah. Like nothing changed for me. Just the mind changed. You know, the body is like the same.
So the women are gonna want to know, what is the dating like in Brazil? Because how is it now? You are in a big city,
Mm.
and is it easy to date? Do you just go out there, or is there a lot of online dating? What are people doing in Brazil?
People are complaining in Brazil. People say it's difficult. Like when there was the online dating, everybody thought it was going to be easy.
Hmm.
But then people, it's like when people have so many options, it's like people want to be scrolling like forever. So people say it's kind of difficult to find a real date.
Mm.
It's like you can go out, but it's not like serious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But in Rio, my friends say
Hmm.
it's worse because
Worse, I would have thought it's easier since it's a party city.
it's a party city. Okay, they all want to party, just party. Don't take
No one wants to commit.
Yeah, no one wants to commit in Rio. All wants to overcommit, if you know what I mean.
That is funny. What is it that you would tell your 15-year-old self?
Trust in yourself, because when you are young and you have your idea and you have your
Hmm.
dreams, and always some people say, no, that's difficult. Oh no, do you have the skills to do it? No, it's just like believe and go. That's it.
Believe and go. I like that. What would you tell your 25-year-old self
25-year-old self, keep on studying. Keep on studying. Yeah.
and 35-year-old self?
When I was 35, I think I should like remember your old dreams because when I
Mm.
was working, I was like you in a looping modes like I will work at a marketing agency, so it's like I forgot why I chose journalism, and it was all about, oh, let's work for this brand. But does this connect to my purpose? No, but whatever, let's work and it's paying well. So, okay, we can do it.
Hmm.
But it was not that, okay, it wasn't a problem, but
Yeah.
like I could be working for create a positive impact earlier, but I was in the market looping, just working to make money and to grow, to climb positions. Just there was
Yeah.
a moment that it was about that. So I would say like remember your dreams, your old dreams. It would be that.
Who are two women dead or alive, that you would want to have dinner with and learn from?
That's difficult one. Dead or alive? Oh, alive, I would like to have dinner with Michelle Obama
Okay, why?
because I think she's like a strong woman, powerful
Yeah,
woman, yeah, wise woman.
she's a very popular one. People say her a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
Who who's another one? They could be alive, they could be dead.
Alive or death would be like my grandmother that is not living anymore.
Yeah. Were you able to spend time with her and learn from her when she was alive?
It's like when you're a child, you don't take
Mm-hmm.
that for, you don't give that much importance to that, like absorbing the knowledge, oral
Yes.
knowledge, you know. And now when we are adults, we say, oh, I wish I could have more time to understand the world through her eyes. It's like
Yes.
that.
What what gets you up every morning, especially on those difficult days when you're just having a difficult time? What is it that on the inside gets you up to keep showing up and keep doing the things that you're supposed to be doing in your life?
Like I understand that my work is a part of a great goal. It's like
Mm-hmm.
as a society, because you know it's very difficult to work with science in Brazil, with research in Brazil, and try to thrive a biotech, a deep tech in Brazil. So it's like my job is connecting, building bridges with media, with potential investors, with some people that can open doors for these solutions. So it's like I'm part of a big goal. It almost like a country, a Brazilian goal, because we can, our population can live better if the solution thrives. So it's basically that.
In Brazil, there or growing up, did you notice that there was like a caste system? So, like in Zimbabwe, for instance, there is like the tribal system where one tribe might think they're better than the other tribe, or even that one group of people is better than another group of people. Did you notice that when you were growing up in Brazil? Because Brazil has people who are as fair as Swedish people to people who are darker than I am. Was there like a caste system that you noticed? Oh, I love your mug, by the way. Wonder Woman.
Was my niece Alia that gave me.
You are Wonder Woman. I love it.
So, yes, there is caste system in Brazil because you know we were the last country that to abolish slavery, and until nowadays the society, we are racist society. So the caste is based on color is still. So
Still there.
many environments that I've been through through my career, there was many, like most of the meetings, like I'm the only black person.
Wow.
Yeah, all my career has been like that. So it's still
How did you deal with that as a Black woman in Brazil?
it's difficult. It's difficult.
Wow.
Sometimes you want to give up, you know. Sometimes I've been in the phase like, oh, I'm spending some time in Africa because I'm tired of this. But then you like,
Yeah.
yeah. But then you have to focus on your goals and your skills. You know, like I told you, believe yourself. No matter what people around you are saying or are judging you or are like, because in Brazil there are ways, silent ways that they say they tell you you don't belong here. What are you doing here? So it's like when you know that you are there because you deserve it, it's like you find the confidence to be there.
So when I planned my trip to Brazil, I told my husband that I was coming as a research trip. I wanted to learn more about the what are they called, those places where slaves would go for refuge.
Quilombos.
Yes, quilombos. So I told him I wanted to research that. That's why I was coming for my next book in the Daughter of the Soil series, because basically the slave ship takes them. Well, initially, when I was thinking about how I wanted the book to go, it was going to take them to Brazil.
Oh,
And I started reading about quilombos, and I was like, wow, this is incredible because I didn't know anything about that.
did you read about Zumbi dos Palmares?
Yes.
So you know you have to go to Alagoas to go to. That's the state in the northeast of Brazil, where it's the most important quilombo in Brazil.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so incredible to read that history and see just how they were living, because most of it was escaped slaves, right?
Aped,
Who
yeah.
built those.
Yeah.
And to be able to escape and build that when you're that far away from home in a foreign nation like that,
Yeah.
that is just incredible.
It's incredible. So sometimes it's also helping, like when I need to get my confidence. You think of your ancestors, all they've been through, and then you say, okay,
You're like, "Ooh, they went through all this, so what am I complaining about?"
yeah, that's it. And you know you have the strength to go on. It's like you are made of the same materials.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is awesome. Oh, I love it. See, it wasn't so bad, your first podcast. Which I find hard to believe as a journalist, because I would think as a journalist, but I guess because you are the one who's mostly interviewing people, you're on the other side of it.
Yeah, usually on the other side. And then when you invited, I say, oh, I must like understand that I'm not conducting the interview. So I'm not making questions.
I feel like journalists and doctors have a lot in common. We are always wanting to find answers. We are always looking for answers to things. So that's why I like interviewing. I think I could have been a journalist in my other lifetime.
You could, you write, you do podcast. So it's like you
I
have,
enjoy it.
yeah.
So, are we going to be seeing a book from you soon? Because you write well.
Yes, I need to do that. Every time it's like when you send me a message, I told you like that. You did all this and then you wrote a book like, oh my God, shame on you. When we talk, I always remember like, okay, find time for your stuff, girl. See Dr. Praise, saving lives, writing, running podcast. What about you?
I'm waiting for your book because I know it's going to be so good. And maybe you can write something that is historical fiction. Hey,
It's an idea. It's an idea.
it is so nice to have you on the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed our talk. And I really, really appreciate you being here and giving us a little glimpse into what is happening in Brazil.
I love it. And congratulations for you on the podcast and all the wonderful job you do. I'm a great fan of you.
And I'm a great fan of you.